Then Jesus, knowing that they were going to come and take him by force to make him king, withdrew again to the mountainside by himself.
Stop. Now,
Mm-hmm.
Jesus is a very perceptive
Very.
individual, and he was given over to, lo, I come, in the volume of the book it is written of me, to do thy will, O God. And
Yes.
the will of God was not for him to be a temporal king in any shape, form, or fashion.
Right.
And so this verse says that he perceived that they were going to be coming to make him a king. And of course, that meant that those people that were out there were thinking carnally. And so when you hear this phrase, Jesus Christ, you should be hearing Jesus, the anointed king. So he was already a king. Therefore, what Jesus was perceiving here was that the people who had said in verse 14, this truly prophet that was to come into the world, Jesus was perceiving that they were seeking to make him a temporal king, which was totally unnecessary because we have a prophecy from Isaiah chapter 9 that says, for unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace.
Now, does that sound like a secular king?
That is not a temporal king at all. And if you kind of think about that prophecy a little bit, let me kind of go back over there. This is a verse right from the prophet Isaiah, which the people that ate the bread of the Lord out there physically should have already known.
Mm-hmm.
He says here, in fact, I'll just read it out of my translation. Verse 6, Isaiah 9. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government, that speaks of rulership, that speaks of kingdom rule. And the government will be upon his shoulder, and his name will be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Look at that. A child, a son, is called Everlasting Father, Mighty God, Prince of Peace, Counselor, Wonderful. Verse 7. Of the increase of his government, the government of the child, the government of the son, there will be no end. Ladies and gentlemen, temporal kingdoms have an end to them.
Every one of them.
Every single one of them. So therefore, this government, the increase of it, there would be no end of it upon the throne of David and over his kingdom to order it, establish it with judgment and justice from that time forward. What time forward? The time of the giving of the child, the time of the giving of the son, Remember, the child is Jesus Christ. The Son is Jesus Christ. The verse 6 says, the child is born unto us. The Son is given unto us. Us means every person who is part of his government, his governing rule. Notice, verse 7 says, of the increase of his government and peace there will be no end. So, for all time, that government will be established in order with judgment and justice for all time. There is nothing temporal about that, and therefore our Savior had to get out of there in verse 15 of John 6. Read verse John 6:15 again.
Then Jesus, knowing that they were going to come and take him by force to make him king, withdrew again to the mountainside by himself.
So therefore he knew the prophecy of Isaiah 6 and 7, that he would be ruling on thy throne, O God, is forever and ever. A scepter of righteousness is the scepter of his kingdom. Therefore thou have loved righteousness and hated iniquity. Therefore God, thy God, hath anointed thee with the oil of gladness above his fellows. Jesus Christ is the ruler on the throne of David.